Okay, I'm not feeling great today, so we'll try to get through this in just one or two takes. Now, this is why I don't like to day trade. I'm certain QQQ cannot hold a 7% move up in just a few days like this, but wow, that thing is strong. I don't want to get in front of it either. It's like a freight train. Last week, I had the pleasure of going on TJ's channel, TJ The Wheel Deal. I'm going to link it in the description below. And the topic of rolling an option came up. And here we are, we have an opportunity to roll an option now. So I'm going to show that to you. So before we get into the account this week, let's look at two positions that I'm going to manually fix. The ability to configure this in Tiblio AI will come, so hold on to your pants. I know this is painful. First, there's a call option on XLF. Unique situation where the underlying is settling around the strike price on expiration. So this call expires today. It means we can close early to capture most of the profit and avoid the possible assignment. Now, I'm going to do this here. I enter the trade, I enter the order, and while we're waiting, because I don't want to go on the ask if I don't have to, but while we're waiting, this order gets canceled by Tiblio AI. So I just re-entered the order and we will close it on the ask at 13 just to get rid of it. This captures roughly 65 to 70% of the profit anyway, and we'll just go ahead and let Tiblio AI open another call option. The second option is our covered call on XLC. And wow, XLC is on a tear this week, along with the rest of tech and the Qs. We have AI driving everything. We have a short squeeze going on the Qs, obviously, if you look at the way that it's trading. PEs are really high. The market is still range bound, I believe. But the moves this week have just been incredible. So we're going to roll this option out a couple of weeks. I don't know when there will be a pullback, but I checked it and it looked like we could roll this option and bring in an additional $45 of credit on top of the $61. This brings the total credit for this 60 strike call option to $106. So it'll bring us to a break even of 61. A roll is just a close and an open of a new option, but it is done all at once so that you avoid the risk of the underlying moving while your orders execute. I know some of you in Tradier may be wondering how to do this. So you can just open the option chain and you see me fumble with it here. It would be much better if there was a roll button in the Tiblio AI user interface. So believe me, I want it. It's coming. Then after that, we'll have a setting so that you can just tell Roger to roll the option for you. Okay, enough of that. Let's quickly go over one more thing in this video. Checking on XLF, we see that it is down roughly 0.7%. Now with XLC, wow, oh my gosh, 9%, 9 plus, and I think it hits 10 here while I'm recording. So that's a blended 4.5 to 5%. And that's really an amazing move for these ETFs. Now my account is up 2.4%. So it is doing really, really good. It's doing great, but it is not matching the run up of XLC. There's two reasons for that. The puts are running out of juice. So that's the first thing. We're selling 35, 40 delta out of the money put options. When the underlying runs, they're going to run out of juice very quickly. Now I have the duration set to 15 days. So they're expiring fast. We're selling more options quickly, but there's just not enough juice to chase a 5, 6% or a 10% run up in a month. The second reason is that the covered call on our 100 shares capped our upside on those 100 shares that we still own. Okay, so I'm not going to go and adjust anything. The puts, they're already aggressive. We'll continue to march forward and see how the strategy works out on a pullback. All right, the key takeaways then for this week. The wheel strategy will have a hard time keeping up with big surges in the underlyings. Be aware of that. Main levers to pull are in the selection of the equities themselves, and again, the deltas of the options that you're selling. We need a rolling feature and possibly a close feature inside of Tiblio AI. So that's the next takeaway. That's mostly a takeaway for me. It'll help us trade alongside Roger, and it will avoid this painful order entry and price adjusting ritual that we have to go through. Okay, that'll do it for this week. I want you to have a wonderful long weekend. Remember, the markets are closed on Monday. We will come back next week ready to go. If you have any questions from this video or in general, feel free to email me, support@tiblio.com, or post your comment or question here, and I will either answer it in line or in next week's video.